want to say since pre-K. It's about 10 years.
Elementary school.
My first time going to DEI, I was 4. I started going when I was 8. I went to summer camp, and we started going as a class from like 6th to 8th grade.
I went to DEI for the first time when I was in kindergarten, 8 years.
I was probably about 6.
I've been going to DEI for as long as I can remember.
Probably 5th or 6th grade, I want to say, maybe 7th. But I did go to the summer camps basically every year until I was done with high school. Every year I could go, I went.
We set a trap and see if we could catch lobsters out of it. We caught, I think it was 3. We set it out there for like a week.
Using the quadrant.
We would go through all the new sea creatures that we had brought in from the beach and write down their scientific names.
I remember making like the solar ovens and trying to cook marshmallows.
On the shore, we've gone down and we've looked for clams and crabs. And in the classroom, we did the hydrogels, and we're starting to grow baby clams. We also got to take home bags with stuff that we could do at home.
It's different every week.
I like when we do different things because you can learn more.
Everything that we did at DEI, I wouldn't have thought of even doing until we did it.
I like going to the touch tank.
Yes, and learning about something new that we've never learned about.
All the different colors of algae. It's odd, but it's pretty fascinating.
There was a clam skipping contest. I won that.
I enjoyed looking through the microscopes. At one point they had sheets with like the different phytoplankton, and I just sit there and I just watch them move around or like try to match, like, okay, I found this one, I found this one.
The entire design of DEI is what drew me to it. So the Marine Research Center, the hatchery, education programs, the summer camps, I was just happy to be there.
Probably summer camp, because it was like a week of just like on the water.
I remember a scientific name the most, Cucumaria frondosa.
Probably testing the pH level of the water down to the beach.
It would have to be when we were going to algae, working with clams.
I learned a good bit of stuff I didn't know. Oh, we'd go find the age of seaweed and see how, much they'd grown. With green crabs, sometimes we would measure them, like measure the carapaces and stuff.
At DEI, they ended up having like a lobster with some eggs on her tail. And after they hatched, they got some in a container and brought them in for us to see.
You learn a lot more in a shorter time at DEI.
DEI is way more of like a hands-on learning experience, which I personally prefer a lot better because it helps me focus and learn, and it's more enjoyable.
We learn more about ocean life. It is cool to learn about it, especially because we do live on the ocean. I think it's really relevant.
Everything we did was outside, which was nice.
You can be like a lot more active.
You're more free.
It's not just you reading about what you're doing, you're actually doing it, so you get more of an experience.
You can keep your attention better.
It's super fun to do like interactive things out like that you wouldn't do in the classroom, and you actually get to like be on the shore.
It's a lot more fun at DEI.
I don't think there's like any other places that really does that other than DEI. So it's really cool that we have that around here.
We were invited to work things out for ourselves, do problem solving, instead of saying, here's how this happens, here's step-by-step ways of exactly what's supposed to happen, the exact outcome you're supposed to get, replicate it. Whereas DEI was like, okay, here's the realm of possibilities, we're here to help, go explore. And it makes it more inviting. You don't get the frustration from kids who feel the need to get perfect on a lot of things. So even if they do quote unquote mess up, technically they're not messing up. They're just finding a new way to work through it. It really helps with confidence as well.
Gives you a lot more background knowledge about things that you might do in the future in a science class or on some type of task.
Yeah, before I ever went to DEI, I wasn't really interested in any of that stuff. In person, it's really cool to see.
Definitely more curious about everything.
It made science more enjoyable for me. And I'm not really huge on science.
I think it kind of built the foundation to like it more in school.
We can relate to stuff that we learn in class when we're at DEI, and like we kind of have a better understanding of things.
Yeah, it has helped quite a bit. Like a lot of the evaporation stuff that we did, we were doing that in class, and I got
a lot of it right because of DEI.
I'll hear some words during science and then I'll forget it, but then I'll remember it at DEI and I'm like, oh, that's a word we learned in school.
I didn't know much about like any sea creatures, so when it came to science, I didn't know a lot of the answers, like how like different animals when they're younger to older, how they interact with other things. But I learned that at DEI.
It made me feel happier to go there to like do science stuff.
It was fun because you get to meet new people.
There's always something new to learn.
You get to do your own experiments and projects. You learn along the way with the projects that you do.
I would tell them that they should go because they'll get a lot of opportunities that they wouldn't get any other place.
You get to see like if you want to end up being in the science field.
I would tell them it's fun. It's fun to go down there and just spend a while down there.
Going to DEI was a major part of becoming who I am now.